So guys, this one indicator we're going to talk about in this video is actually accumulation distribution. Sometimes, well, actually 99% of traders don't use it. We use it a lot, but again, you shouldn't be using just one indication as a trading strategy. You should combine multiple signals that we teach you in our charts and divergence course. But in this particular case, we're going to talk about it because it gives us a very strong message in terms of what could be happening to all the Chinese stocks. And of course, we're just going to glance at three charts, keep it brief. But yesterday, in the form that this pattern is formed, like it's a straight downward trend, it comes up to the blue line, drops again every time. It's a shorting opportunity, and we can pull up the charts of other Chinese stocks. Pretty much going to look very close to this. But this accumulation distribution, it gives us a case of a bullish divergence, okay? And one thing to consider basically is as the price action in the stock of Alibaba drops, well, accumulation distribution continues to go higher. It's actually at the highest level. Accumulation distribution is at the highest level on the chart in relation to the price action. Price action is at the lowest point of the chart. Accumulation is at the highest level. So what the fuck is everyone accumulating this shares for? Well, the way Wall Street works, they do it in expectation of something. Well, clearly that expectation is things are so bad in China. Whoa, couldn't they throw stimulus? Well, sure. We're probably going to hear of a stimulus package, okay? And for that reason, number one thing, when you look at the chart like this, guys, I keep losing my track of thought here for just a second, but bear with me. When you have a pattern like this, normally it's really easy to nail an end and a reversal of such a pattern when you get a flush, when you get like a sharp move lower. So something just goes in this pattern and it keeps going, and you have like a major sell-off. It looks like, I mean, this thing is just going nowhere but to zero, okay? And so you get like a strong move to the downside, which often within the same trading session will be accompanied by a move higher. And it's going to be like a V. Basically, what I'm describing to you is a move 13. With a move 13, you can easily nail a drop and almost an immediate rise in something when it bottoms. But in this case, or I should say in the case of the last 13 months, the bottoms have been much harder to spot because they end in some bullshit like this to where it's not clear. Well, based on the chart pattern, it's highly bearish and we can easily drop more, but it doesn't make that flush, okay? And so some of these bottoms, I mean, this is why we missed a bottom in October, guys. The only bottom we missed is because the characteristics of a bottom has shifted from a normal bottom. You don't get this one big day where everything just looks like it's collapsing and that's when institutions coming in and buying it. They're not even getting it to that point. And again, I believe it's because of the AI machines. They programmed these algos to where such a move is even not in the cards. So this could be the bottom. What I'm saying, this could be the bottom, this could be the temporary bottom, but the expectations of stimulus are probably going to push Alibaba stock higher today. And one of our favorite shorts, which we profited greatly over the course of last few weeks, and as well in 2023, is this Bidu, right? When there's nothing bullish on this chart, I mean, especially since we shorted it here on the 120, 118, 117, 116, we kept buying puts. It finally does do what I mentioned in the video yesterday. It breaks the 100, okay? But there's now on crazy volume. Like, look at this volume in the last 5 days. I mean, this sell volume, I mean, look at how much red there is here. These candles are accompanied by massive volume. You got a major cross on MACD. Everything is bear. Everything is highly bearish, with the exception of actually two things. So At the lowest point on this chart, you got accumulation distribution at the highest point. So the question again is, who the fuck is accumulating this throughout this entire time, okay, in the expectation of what? In the expectation of something good. Well, the only good thing that can happen to Chinese stock at this point is stimulus. And I'm not saying that all of a sudden this whole sector is just going to reverse and start booming. I'm saying it's enough for a decent sized bounce. So, I mean, if this thing bounces, maybe touches the blue or maybe even the orange, I mean, this could be an ideal opportunity to reshort this thing, because at this point, everyone has been accumulating. We're gonna have a pump, possibly even a black candle at some point, and that would be a sign to go short again. Now, generally, when something breaks such a critical level on such a strong volume, you should be expecting to move lower, which is basically the video I posted yesterday saying, hey, if we're gonna break the 100 level on strong volume, which both of these ingredients are present now on this chart, we should get a major break, like a flush. And so overnight, I was thinking about it, and I was like, look, the way the market bottomed over the last 13 months twice was just in such a bullshit fashion. Like, there was no flush, there was no massive volume on the final day of reversal, there was nothing. It was just very gradual, very smooth transition to the upside. It was almost invisible to spot. It was almost like a sideway instead of a V. So basically, pay attention to this, because this stuff could bounce. I mean, also another thing to consider is a bullish divergence on the RSI. So in many videos recently, I've referenced bearish divergence, basically when RSI is close to the top and the stock makes a new high, but RSI does not follow. Well, in this case, it's the opposite. It's a bullish divergence, because look, the first time Bidu drops here, the RSI clearly it's like would be considered generally oversold, right? It's under 20, it's like 15. And now we're dropping below a key level of 100, but the RSI is at 29. Okay, so these are conditions which are like, hold on, so we're dropping, and look, the whole point here is look at this volume. And even on such a strong volume, RSI does not drop lower. So that's your bullish divergence. So we combine the accumulation, which keeps shooting to the moon while the stock keeps dropping. So maybe some of this huge sell volume is not really sell volume, which is interpreted on the chart as a sell volume because the candles are red. But maybe some of that volume is actually should be green or gray as it is portrayed here. So because this is telling us that they're buying, and the RSI reading not dropping to another low, this confirms that this indeed, okay, maybe some of these candles, they shouldn't be red, they should be green. So guys, this is in a nutshell, okay, what could be happening to the Chinese sector. Market functions in the expectation of great earnings, stocks go up. And then when earnings are out, stocks could drop, even if the earnings are good, because shit is already priced in. Well, this sector has been beaten down so badly. And what got me thinking about all this is the market in Hong Kong, right? Which, you know, I've showed you multiple charts last year. So HSI is basically nothing but lower for a year. Right, look, the chart of Hong Kong basically looks just like both of the charts I just showed you. It looks just like the chart of BABA and the chart of, this was data as of January 26th. Now, overnight, this thing is bouncing strongly, so it's not reflected on the chart yet, but makes a good move higher. So this candle here is more of a representation of a bottom, right? But we haven't had a candle like this on BABA. We haven't had a candle like this on Bidu. If you look at some of the other Chinese stocks, but this is more of a representation of a bottom when you have a large size, an outsized candle, and it's got a tail sticking out like this. The thin part of the candle, it's sticking out like that. So ideally you want that thin part of the candle here to even be longer, because that signifies reversal to the upside off of the lows from the bottom. So considering Hong Kong is making a nice bounce, a nice comeback overnight, which is not yet reflected on this chart, it is reasonable to assume that Chinese stocks at this stage can make a comeback despite of what we would consider a traditional bottom. If it's Chinese stocks going to make this, I would call it a hybrid bottom, which is not clear on the chart, because instead of one clear sign where it takes one day and you can clearly look at it, this is the bottom. Chinese stocks are making a hybrid bottom, which takes over the course of a few days or a week, and there's no major movement. But guys, understand this. Markets drop, but they don't drop forever. Markets go higher, they don't go higher forever. Everything at some point reverses in the opposite direction. So I think this is time for Hong Kong to reverse in the opposite direction. This is probably time for Chinese stocks to begin their reversal to the upside. Now, probably if indeed China was to announce a stimulus package, we can get a nice bounce in this stock simply because they have been beaten down so badly. So buy Chinese stocks. That's the message. You just go and buy fucking calls on Chinese stocks based on what I've just shown you on the charts, and you ride them higher for a little while. And then we'll post another video and we're gonna say, hey, it's time to reverse the trade into puts. So another thing you hear me say often is we buy ugly charts. Well, this is an ugly chart of a Hong Kong market. And so this fits the definition buy ugly charts. So buy this ugly chart. You go long on this ugly chart here. You go long on the ugly chart of BABA, and you go long on the ugly chart of Bidu. That's it, guys. And if you're curious which strikes we're trading, when exactly we're getting into these trades, go to 13mmtv.com or 13marketmoves.com. Find this big orange button, or just go below this video should be a link, guys. If you're wondering how to put together 5x, 10x, 20x trades, utilizing the information I just explained to you in this video, guys, talk to a trading coach here at 13 Market Moves. That is the easiest way for you to gain experience. Trading with a coach, guys, will definitely cut your learning curve years, if not dozens of years. So if you're looking to advance as a trader in a rapid way, and gain some traction in your trading account beyond anything you could have imagined, you call 13 Market Moves today. 13mmtv.com, big orange button, or click the link below this video. Let's roll. Calls, China. What? I can't believe this. Let's roll.